on April 13th. Begin with approve the agenda.
Support.
Have a motion and support. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, the same. Passes unanimously. Next, we'll go to public comment. Any public comment, please? Okay, no public comment. There's no committee items. We'll go to the minutes. We need a motion and support to approve the minutes as presented.
Support.
Okay, who approved?
Snell moved.
Okay, moved by Snell, supported by Pulaski. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, the same.
Good morning. How are you?
Passes unanimously.
I'm here.
Go on to the next item.
Ma'am.
B, we have appointments. We have one today. This will be it'd be for the city only. We have one applicant, and that would be Connor Wood. And because he was sent here as the city's representative, all we have to do is approve him because he has to be their guy. So I need a motion and support to give the position to Connor Woods.
Move to appoint Connor Wood to the Economic Development Corporation.
Support.
Motion by Pulaski, supported by Walls. All in favor?
Aye.
Indicate by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Passes unanimously. Thank you, board. Item C, Accelerate Jackson.
Good morning, everyone. Keith Gillenwater, Accelerate Jackson County, and I'm joined by Marcia Gaborowski with Accelerate Jackson County with me as well. So actually, items C and D, what we have are two items from the Jackson County Brownfield Redevelopment Authority, and these are both for abolishment of brownfield projects. So the first one on the agenda, item C, is for 2400 East Michigan Avenue, and that is the site of the Dollar General property that was built. So just a little bit of history. 2019, the JCBRA approved a brownfield plan for in Blackman Township at 2400 East Michigan Avenue, a 1.4 acre parcel that was an active lumber yard for more than 100 years. There was environmental contamination that was found in the soil and the groundwater. The purchaser planned to demolish a vacant structure on the site, which I think was like a 780 square foot home that had been abandoned, as well as remove old foundation pavement, as well as some environmental contaminants that were found. Our total of our brownfield plan ended up being around $90,000 on that project. As a result of the investment in the new Dollar General, the property was properly cleaned of the environmental contamination. The structures were taken down, the old foundation and driveway and that kind of stuff were taken out. Added 7 new jobs to the community, and the taxable value of the property rose from $67,690 to $453,155. So with the abolishment of the plan, Jackson County, Blackman Charter Township, and the other taxing authorities will now benefit from the increased property tax revenue generated from this site development, an increase of about $18,500 annually. Happy to answer any questions. We do have a copy of the brownfield plan if we need to refer to it, if you've got questions about that as well.
Any questions, board? Commissioner Pulaski.
Yep.
Thanks. And Keith, I'm going to demonstrate my ignorance of what goes on with BRAs. So if the various taxing authorities benefit by the 18,000 you just noticed, does anyone lose? Would any taxing authority lose that amount?
No, this is new taxing, and stop me if I'm wrong, but this is new taxes generated from the increased assessed value of the property. So,
Okay, it's just because it's, now it's cleaned up and it's done.
and has a Dollar General on it that pays
So
taxes
for a
now.
period of time, though, the Brownfield Authority collected the taxes as the project went through and the Dollar General was constructed. Now that those costs have been paid off, we're releasing all of those funds back to all of the taxing jurisdictions.
That's what I guess I thought
Okay.
was going on. Okay, somebody was collecting something and now they're not going to. But the brownfield is okay with that because it actually performed its function,
Yep.
right?
Yes.
Okay,
And it completed the plan. Yep.
very good. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
I'll follow up on that question. That means Dollar General is now new tax revenue for the county?
Yes.
Okay,
Nice.
thank you. Okay, all in favor of abolishing the Dollar General Brownfield project plan? Please vote
Mr.
yes.
Chair, I'll move to adopt the recommendation of abolishment.
Okay, a motion by Poleski, supported by Snell. All in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, the same. Passes unanimously. Thank you.
Thank you. Do you want me to roll right into D, item D? Okay. So item D, Jackson self-storage abolishment, again, following on a recommendation from the Jackson County Brownfield Authority to abolish the Brownfield plan at 2603 West Michigan Avenue. So a little bit of history, 2018, JCBRA approved a brownfield plan for a vacant parcel of land on West Michigan Avenue. 9.8 acre site was previously vacant after the demolition of a former drive-in movie theater. Adjacent property was formerly Eaton Vickers, now Eaton Corporation. Several environmental studies were conducted on the adjacent site related to the underground storage tanks and other sources of environmental contamination, TCEs, volatile organic compounds, things like that. The 2603 West Michigan Avenue LLC planned to purchase that site and build a 10-unit self-storage unit, now known as Jackson Self-Storage Southwest. The brownfield plan was adopted, subsequent development of the property. Brownfield was completed through the duration of that. During the term of the brownfield, the taxable value of the property rose from previously in 2018 of $137,230 to now $656,404. So the taxing authorities will benefit from an increase of about $24,000 annually on the additional tax generated as a result of the project. Happy to answer questions.
Questions? Commissioner Poleski.
Mr. Chair, I'll move to recommend the resolution of abolishment to the full board.
Support.
We have a motion and support. Motion by Poleski, support by Walls. I have a quick question before we vote. Are there more of these out there? I mean, how do we know when they meet all their goals?
Yeah, so we have some additional active brownfield plans that are out there, including, I think, one that was approved last year with the Michigan Psychiatric. So we definitely have other active ones. These are just ones where they have completed both of their reimbursements, and so then we can't keep them active any longer.
Right,
because
how do we
can't
know
continue-
that somebody has met their goals and then put back on the county tax rolls?
How do we know?
Yeah.
We go out there and check, and that's where Dave Stedgick
Okay,
from
all right.
Fishbeck makes sure that they've done that. They keep track of all of the reimbursements every year and all that stuff as well.
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, we're ready for a vote. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, the same. Passes unanimously. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice. Works the way it's supposed to.
Every once in a while.
Okay, we're on item E, Register Deeds, semi-annual report. Good morning.
Good morning. So 2025 has been good for registered deeds. Our biggest accomplishment, which we've all been showing this morning, are our lovely plat books, books 1 through 6 with our plat preservation. Very happy with the turnout. Currently books through 7 through 13 are currently out for for the preservation. So it's very exciting, so cleaned up, so much new information provided that we weren't able to see for years. And so encourage you to take a look at the books. We have book 1 here. 2 through 6 are up on the register's floor. Feel free to stop by. I'll show you the track area and you guys can see it. You can see the before and you can see the after. So I really encourage you to stop onto the,
Don't
12th
we have
floor and see
others
that.
out there that need the same treatment?
I'm sorry?
Don't we have other books out there that need to be done
We
also?
do. So right now, our focus is on the historical plats. Like those ones are the 1800s. I'm working to our current date. Our track area, our track index also needs to have some love and attention to that also, because we do generate revenue on our track index, and we do need to have that accurate and legible information. And so, but it's to come. And that is not paid out of the general fund. That's paid out of an automation fund. That $5 on each document that's recorded goes into an automation fund that is to deal with
Preservation,
preservation,
technology updates. things like that.
correction. Okay. So we're just excited with that.
Do we need a motion?
I submitted the report, so everybody should have a chance to look at it. Couple areas where I'd like to point out that look very nice. Our transfer tax for '25 had increased a little over $52,000. Though we know that market we have no control over, and so that fluctuates with each year, but it's promising, so that's nice to see. Our recording fees are up $35,000, and our copies are up $20,722 from this time last year. So that's really encouraging. Also, in October of 2024, we began collecting search fees, which MCL 600.25671E gives us the authority to collect $5 per search for persons that come into the office. So we did begin collecting those fees. And so for 2025, we collected $4,430. So that's not bad at $5 per search, you know. And we have seen a large increase in people coming in and doing genealogy and wanting to know, what did my property look like when Grandma and Grandpa bought it originally? So we can help them as far as the deeds. Then we refer them to equalization to help if they need to see a picture of the actual property. And so those are our exciting things. Any questions?
Questions, board? No questions right now?
I have a question.
No,
Yes, sir.
Administrator Overton has a question.
Thank
Go
you.
ahead.
So these are all now electronic. We have an electronic copy
We've always had an electronic copy.
of the plats.
Correct.
Yes. And we have the ability to scan in the new one as well. And the office will be doing that.
Well, that's what I was getting at, because we didn't have an electronic copy of the page that you didn't know existed on the
Correct.
backside.
Correct.
Yep,
So, but now we do everything.
Yes, we have the ability to scan that in.
yes.
And I understand it's paid for through the fees, but what's it cost per book?
Ooh, it depends on the number of pages per book. The project that was approved last June was approximately $450,000 for all 24 books. So it depends on the page numbers
Okay.
and the book, yeah. But yes, thank you to the point about the documents and dedication pages that we did not know about. Just for anybody who's listening, the page that we're referring to is on the back of the plat maps. There's a dedication page that some of them are from the 1800s that we had no idea existed. And so by preserving these plats, we essentially are covering a little bit of history that we didn't know existed.
And those were, we didn't know because back in the day, they had covered them over to save the actual page. They had to put a backing
matting.
on it,
Yes,
Correct.
correct. Yes, thank you.
and this process peels it off and.
Correct. And there is a sample page over there
Yeah,
that shows you what the matting and what the archival tape was that they had around it.
And it's a Japanese tissue paper that's used in place of tape while they remove that adhesive.
Yeah.
So it's a very delicate process, and the Archival Institute of the United States, whatever official name that may be, is escaping me, but they have approved of this process.
yeah. It is amazing what they can do, uncover old documents like
Yes.
that. But thank you for your efforts.
We're very excited.
Yes, extremely. So,
Receive the report, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Is support on that?
Support.
Have a motion and support. Motion Plesky, support Walls. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you. That motion passes unanimously. Thank you. We move on to, we get to finance. Welcome, Cecilia.
Good morning. So I'm here to kind of go over February's financial statements. The benchmark is 16.7% of the budget. The expenditures are a little bit above that at 17.3%, but I'll go over explanations in a second. Our year-to-date revenue percent total is 8.6%, and then compared to a three-year average, it's 8.1%. So our revenues are a little bit higher than our three-year average, which is positive. But regarding our expenditures, if you want to turn to page 3, we do have some contract renewals that we had to pay at the beginning of, in February. That's actually for the whole year, which kind of looks like we're over budget, but we're really not. The budget will catch up. And the other thing is we did have 3 pays in January that the budget still needs to catch up from that too. So there's nothing to be concerned about, even though we're a little bit over our benchmark. Are there any questions?
Questions, board? Nope.
Okay. All right. Have a good day.
Need a motion and support to receive? We have the motion and support. Motions, Walls, support Ray, and all in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Passes unanimously. Thank you.
Good morning.
Welcome.
We got a couple things on here for you. First is equalization report. Equalization report is a compilation of all the work that the equalization department did last year, along with all the assessors. So there's a few things I just wanted to bring up to you guys, make sure you're kind of aware of that's going on. One of them is Pulaski Township did a reappraisal of the commercial class. It's only 19 parcels, so it sounds like a big deal. It's really wasn't a huge undertaking. But technically, these numbers reflect not the numbers the equalization department came up with, but the numbers they did for that reappraisal. He came into the office, we went through all that stuff together. I think it was a great thing that he did to get those commercial properties more in line with what they should have been. Sometimes when you have those small commercial classes, a township, an assessor can really struggle to get those values correct, because they may have one sale every 5 years. And even though they've got to follow what equalization does, sometimes they can get unaligned. So this helps them bring it back in line. So that is one of the things we got done. The other thing is we did drop our 3 assessing units at the beginning of the year. So equalization is now just doing county functions, which I believe is a good thing. It's how our system was meant to be. But the 3 assessing units, Springport, Henrietta, and Rives, their new assessors were all county employees. So they were my employees. We went through, I trained them, got them all prepped and ready to go. They turned in their roles. They did a fantastic job. Everything looks great. So I could say at the very least, those 3, I believe, are doing quite well. The next thing I wanted to bring up is this year, the roles that everyone turned in are being audited by the State Tax Commission. That happens every 5 years, but this is the first year that it is under the Assessing Reform Act. So it's a little more intense than the previous ones. I have worked with a few assessors who were concerned about this to help them be successful and go through and really clean up their database. What can happen is an assessor can inherit a database and not realize how much stuff can be in there. And this is really making them go in and dig it all out. But if assessors do end up failing these audits, they will be, if they failed 2 times in a row, they would be removed from office and need to be replaced, at which point I might be called into action to consult or speak with the state about that. It was important for you guys to be aware of those. And then the only other thing I wanted to bring up was in Parma, if you guys seen on page 17 of that report, there is a decrease in taxable value and everyone else has an increase. Apparently, the solar panels that they have were put into a payment in lieu of taxes system that the state put on, taking that taxable value outside of the ad valorem roll. My understanding is that there is some sort of reimbursement for that program that comes through, but it comes directly from the state. It wouldn't be in property taxes. And I don't know how much is actually involved in there. I'm working with the assessor in the state to understand exactly what that impact would be. But it would have only been an increase happened last year, but there is a decrease for just Parma Township. And some of these graphs look a little, it's very apparent, let's put it that way, right? Everything's going up and now you got one going down. And I just wanted to make sure you guys understood why that happened. But yeah, apparently that company was able to get into some sort of program with the state to avoid property taxes. Other than that, I'd be looking for this to get full approval. This is the report that goes to the State Tax Commission. So once it's approved by the county commissioners, it then gets submitted to the State Tax Commission, and then these become the state equalized values for 2026.
Any questions, Board? Commissioner Pulaski?
Thanks, Mr. Chair. I'll move to recommend the report to the full Board of Commissioners with a recommendation for approval, and if I can achieve a second, I have a question.
Support.
Yep. On that very same page we were just at,
Yes, sir.
there is a summary, that was a summary I was kind of looking for, I hadn't previously seen. And my interest is in the change in taxable value from 2025 to 2026. We went from roughly 6.5 billion in taxable value to 6.8 billion. The increase is 5.23%.
Yes, sir.
And now normally, if a property, correct me when I get this wrong, if a property does not transfer, it increases by 2.7%, roughly the rate of inflation. Am I right? If there's no transfer of the property.
So yeah, it's the inflation rate multiplier set by the state, and yes,
Right.
it was 2.7% this year. Yes, you're
So the
correct.
reason there would be an increase of 5.23% is because of transfers and new construction, more or less. I mean, that generally, that's what would cause an increase of that amount.
Exactly. It'd be transfers of ownership, new construction, and there being more new construction than people removing stuff from property. Yes.
Okay? So that's why, I mean, normally, okay, why is that more than the rate of inflation? Well, because other things affect taxable value.
Exactly.
I tell my clients, no one understands equalized value. Only you, out of 160,000 people in this county, understand equalized. Well, maybe there's a few other people, but nobody, only you understand that. But taxable value is what's relevant to a taxpayer, and so that's what we kind of tend to focus on.
Yep, the taxable value is relevant, and then the state equalized value will be what that taxable value will become if someone else purchases it. So
Right.
that would be where I'd hope people are educated on, and hopefully the realtors are doing that as well.
Well, and taxable value, that's, you take your millage times that number, that's what you're gonna pay.
That's your formula.
That's what I tell people, that's what's relevant to you.
That, yep, yes, sir.
And frankly, what's relevant to the county and all the townships and everybody, because that's how that's where their revenue's gonna come from.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Appreciate the chance to go on and on.
Thank you. Did we have a second on that motion? Okay. Then we'll proceed to voting. All in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? Passes unanimously. Thank you. We'll move on to the equalization tax rate request, item H.
Yes, so this form's fairly standard. We do it every year, and basically, we're going to levy as much as we are legally allowed to levy. There was a millage reduction fraction of 0.9954, and whenever there's a millage reduction fraction, What that means is people were buying property. So when you, kind of to the, your point was, if people are going to buy a lot of property, the Headley Tax Act uses the millage rate to pull it down. So even though we increased that 5%, reason why we're seeing that millage reduction is because it was only allowed to go up that 2.7. So other than new construction. So new construction's removed from that equation, and so is anything that's taken from the roll. But that's why there's a millage reduction fraction. A lot of entities always complain, I don't like it when we get millage reduction fractions, we can't get them back. But if you don't get one, that means that there was more room on the table. So the fact that we got a millage reduction fraction means that all the taxable dollars that are possible, enough people bought homes, we got them. We got everything we were legally able to get. So if you look at it that way, it's kind of a good thing. So maybe that's just me being an optimist. But other than that, looks for approval, ironically, kind of to yourselves. So we're approving this to turn it into us. So.
Okay, need a motion support to approve this tax rate?
I'll move that we recommend this rate to the full board. Support.
Motion by Pulaski, supported by Willis. All. Okay, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And I think I try to make this observation whenever we see these rates, especially as to the county's millage, which is authorized at 5.95 mils, but is degraded over the years to 5.01. That's 0.84 mils. That's a lot of potential tax dollars that we're not collecting. And I think we've had this discussion before when we talked about money that might be used for jails or any of the other things that counties are responsible for, that only a Headley override vote could bring it back to its full 5.95 mils. Am I right?
That is correct.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, for the chance to go on and on.
Okay, we had a motion support. All in favor? Aye. Aye. Those opposed, the same. Passed unanimously. Thank you. Okay, next up, we have item I, Verigy change order.
Hello, everyone. Thank you. So this is for change order number 3 for our Verigy project. We had a previous meeting here with the Finance Committee for a proposal of removing the landfill scope. At this time, we still have been not awarded the permits through the states to go ahead and get that land transferred over to proceed with constructing the landfill, and that's held up in litigation right now. We do not know when that will be approved. So we're recommending moving forward with approving a project that uses those remaining funds from the landfill and reallocates them to building a solar panel for the Chanter Jail. This takes advantage of the IRA tax credits that are sunsetting here, coming towards the end of next year. But really, if you want to meet Safe Harbor, we need to be under contract and underway here by July. And so what this change order does is essentially takes that credit, adds $645,000 to that, which can be paid through some of the additional construction savings we've had in the project, some of the additional rebates that we qualified for that were not projected, as well as also the remaining escrow balance. And so with those things, it would be about a $645,000 additional amount currently over the projected project, with the expectation that the majority of that would come back through an IRA reimbursement of federal dollars.
Any discussion?
Mr. Chair, I'll move to recommend change order 3 to the full board with recommendation for approval.
Okay, a motion by Pulaski, support by Snell. All in favor indicate by saying aye. 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 Those opposed, the same. Passes unanimously. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we move on to other businesses. We need a motion support to pay the claims. moved by Walls. Anybody support that? Supported by Snell. All in favor indicate by saying aye. 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 Those opposed, the same. Passes unanimously. There's, 3 other committee notes, or minutes. Need a motion, support, to approve them?
Move to receive, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. That's a better word. Okay, motion to receive. We need to vote on that. All in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, the same. Thank you. We return to public comment. Any public comment? Committee member comment? And where there's none there, y'all did a fine job. Make a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
Passes unanimously. Thank you.